Hello, dear student. Welcome to our live answer writing session. So, today the question is explain the concept of drain of wealth as propounded by early Indian nationalists. Discuss the various channels through which this drain operated and its impact on the Indian economy. So, you have to write this question in 2 pages, 150 words, and 10 marker, and 10 minutes I am giving. So, time starts now. Please start writing it. So in this question, so how you are going to write? So you have to first identify drain of wealth. In case you know anything happen, just raise your hand so it will be visible to me. If anything happen, just raise your hand. So I'll see in the screen also. So first we are going to discuss about the drain. What is the drain of wealth in the introduction itself? Then first part is discuss the various channel through which this drain is happen. So this is what your first part, and you have to explain in 5 and 6 point. Then its impact on the Indian economy. There you have to write the negative impact, how it is impacting negatively our economy, society, any section you want to write. And there is one positive impact also because of this drain of wealth. So they provide an ideological background. We can clearly say that these British are not good. They are exploitator. They are exploiting Indian economy, and because of this exploitation, we are poor and poverty. So this is what you have to write this to a point. Within that negative impact, you can explore 5 to 6 point here and 1 point here. So if it is 10 marks, then you have to ultimately like around 10 points. Okay? If you're writing good point, then it's a very good thing. Okay? So I think structure is good to everyone. Structure, you have understood how to write this answer. So let's see. The theory of drain wealth is propounded by the Dadabhai Naoroji, Arsidat, and G. Ranade. Uh, the notion of the theory was explain the systematic transfer of wealth from India to Britain, and for that India is not getting any return. Okay? So systematic drain, and this drain India is not getting any return. If we are transferring that money and return we are getting something else, for example, let's say some minerals, and then it is good because you are doing trade. But now they are draining money but without giving anything in return. You have to write without any return for India. So I am writing this capital letter here. You should not write it because it is I'm writing for your understanding. Okay? Without any return. Then this is what your introduction. So just improve that. But apart from that, it is good. So next, channel of drain. You have to write channel through which drain of wealth happen. You have to write your heading proper. Channel through which drain of wealth happen. So first one is salaries and pension. You have to underline this. Okay, this is what your main heading. So देखो, if I don't have time by reading this much, I can understand. Yes, this is a good point. So what is your heading? You should write that, and after that you have to explain. The civil and military officials of the Britain were paid by Indian ports. Okay, very good. So next is loans taken. So you have to give a heading. This is your heading. Then you have to explain that British government, and you have to underline that also. Were repaid with interest by the Indian economy. So you can say they are taken loan at a high interest rate. So that is what we can say. We are subsidizing. We are providing high return to the British capitalist. So supplies for civil and military from Britain. Okay, supplies for civil Britain. Okay, so the service paid to the British companies for shipping and insurance. Yes. So if any other points if you want to write, then you can write that also. Even you can add also free trade na. So free trade is a one kind of exploitation also na. So you can talk about free trade also, because the one way free trade that is having after 1813 it's open for everyone. Then after 1858 it is open. So that is what led to the further exploitation. Just add 1 point. That is very good. So points are very good. So next is impact of such drain. Impact of ठीक है सच ड्रेन ऑफ वेल्थ लिखो. ड्रेन का मतलब फिर देखो, मैं अगर सच समझो मेरा दिमाग आज खराब है मान लो, मैं बोलूंगा इम्पैक्ट ऑफ ड्रेन. कौन सा ड्रेन नाले की बात कर रहा है? तो यू हैव टू राइट हेडिंग थोड़ा सा प्रॉपर लिखो ना. सो द अप्रोक्सीमेटली 9 trillion pound were looted through officials channels. The sum of money were more than the okay. The economic exploitation was more than half of the. You are giving the quantifications. You are giving quantification, but here it is the impact. Impact means how it is having impact on our society, economy. You have to write that. Now impact is different from the quantification. Now you are given quantification, you are writing the quantity amount. So you have to show impact. The amount you can write 1 point. Okay, you can write from here the amount of money looted. Either give you 1 point is this much, and from there you can say about because of that these things happen in economy. Okay, so समझ पा रहे होंगे आई थिंक कहाँ गलती की है ना. सच ड्रेन ऑफ वेल्थ reduces domestic. हाँ, this is also good. This point is valid because of that our investment capability is reduced, so we cannot develop our industrialization. Apart from that, you have to write other also because this is the reason for our pauperization, poverty, and this is also देखो the more a drain is wealth, the more poor we are. So you have to explore this point. ठीक है, आई थिंक ये समझ में आया ना आपको ना. अपन आई थिंक समझ पाए ना कहाँ गलती हुआ ना.
Yes, sir.
द थियोरी ऑफ ड्रेन ऑफ वेल्थ. देखो expose the British mercantilist intention towards Indian economy. As a result, the urban middle class got, what is this, cautious, and this laid foundation for developing. Yes, this is good. Essence is very good, but I think you are writing in two pen. Why? You should write in single pen. Okay, good. Conclusion आप जो लिखे बड़े अच्छा है. Generally in modern history how we are writing conclusion, so if something is happened you have to link with that with future. This is what very good conclusion क्या होती है. देखो here it is written because of this drain of wealth theory, so this is providing an ideological background for our nationalists to expose the promise made by the British you can say East India Company or British government, and that can be a ground for promotion of nationalism among the people, and ultimately you get independence in 1947. So you can link with future, so that is what you have to write in generally in your conclusion of modern history. ठीक है, वेरी गुड आंसर, बट थोड़ा बहुत इंप्रूवमेंट चाहिए था. सेकंड पार्ट में आपने मिस कर लिए चीजें कॉन्टेक्स्ट, तो इसकी वजह से थोड़ा सा मार्क्स आपको कम कटेगा. समझ रहे हो ना. देखो मार्क्स पेज बनने से नहीं होता है, मार्क्स आती है आप जब जब डिमांड को अच्छे से लिखते हो तभी मार्क्स मिलती है. ठीक है, कोई नहीं, आपने बहुत अच्छा ट्राई किए, फर्स्ट भी सबमिट किए थे. बेटर लक नेक्स्ट टाइम. और मैं तो चाहता हूँ यही गलती करो. गलती जब करना है यही करना है, एग्जाम में नहीं करना है. इतना गलती यहाँ कर लो ताकि एग्जाम में करने में डर आए. इतना मतलब आपका रिफ्लेक्स डेवलप हो जाए, गलती ना हो पाए ना. चलो, सो बाबा इसको जरूरत ही नहीं है. क्यों ग्रेड यहाँ दादा भाई नारोजी की बात थोड़ी चल रहा है. हियर वी आर बेसिकली, देखो हियर वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट दादा भाई नारोजी ऑल दिस थिंग्स. हियर बेसिक द कोर वर्ड इज ड्रेन ऑफ वेल्थ. So you should focus on the drain of wealth, and if possible, you can write that. But you are writing whatever you are knowing. You know that Dadabhai Naoroji is coming from the, let's say, Calcutta, Maharashtra, and in morning they're eating, drinking tea and taking all this. Why you are writing all these things? Just because you knowing these all these things? No. You have to focus what is the core demand. Okay. So yes, you can say the drain of wealth theory is popularized by Dadabhai Naoroji. No need to write the. You are wasting your one line. ठीक है, in his book poverty and on British rule in India. ठीक है, he stated that drain prevent accumulation of wealth, just the sponge draining which was prime reason for Indian poverty. देखो, you can break this into two paragraph. This can be your first paragraph, then this can be second paragraph. First paragraph you can complete here, and second paragraph instead of writing this big. देखो whenever you are writing a big हाँ yes आदित्य बताओ.
सर पैराग्राफ 2 लिख सकते हैं इंट्रो में?
यस बिल्कुल लिख सकते हो, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
ओके सर.
देखो इंस्टेड ऑफ राइटिंग ए बिग पैराग्राफ, सो इट इज नो देखो इवैल्यूएटर विल नॉट हैव दैट पेशेंस टू रीड दैट, तो पढ़ेगा ही नहीं. छोटे छोटे लिख दोगे और थोड़ा अंडरलाइन कर लेना, समझ जाते हैं ना. मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ आपको समझाने के लिए, वो पढ़ेंगे ही नहीं, छोड़ देंगे सीधा टिक मार के दे देंगे एवरेज मार्क्स ना. इवन इफ यू आर राइटिंग गुड मार्क्स, गुड आंसर विल नॉट गेट गुड मार्क्स. सो दैट इज द रीजन, मेक इट वेरी स्मॉल. ओके, आप समझ पाए ना. दिस इज योर, यू हैव कमिटेड मिस्टेक्स ना. इट इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड एट ऑल.
ओके सर.
देखो मैं अगर कार्ड दिया ना दादा भाई नारोजी, बस इतना, ये जरूरत नहीं है. वर्ड को रखो ताकि हम फोकस करेंगे जो कोर डिमांड पे ना.
सर पॉलिटी में जैसे सर बताया था आपने कि आर्टिकल से शुरू कर सकते हैं फिर उसको डिस्क्राइब कर सकते हैं, वैसे हिस्ट्री में सर कुछ है क्या वैसा?
हिस्ट्री में समथिंग रिलेटेड टू दैट यू हैव टू एक्सप्लेन. फॉर एग्जांपल इफ इट इज ड्रेन ऑफ वेल्थ थ्योरी, then it is a core concept. It is not that, drain of wealth theory is not normal things. Some people will not understand that, so we have to explain it. Drain of wealth theory is systematic draining of Indian wealth towards Britain, and in return India is not getting anything, and this is being popularized by Dadabhai Naoroji and other nationalists. Or you can say the drain of wealth theory is given by Dadabhai Naoroji, according Dadabhai Naoroji, comma lag dana, according to it. So systemic drain of Indian wealth to Britain, and in return India is not getting anything. ठीक है, and इतना लिख के भी you can complete your introduction, and after that you will have to write everything in the body because everything we are going to discuss there ना. So if you write introduction everything, so you have to repeat that in body. So इसलिए introduction you should not write everything, let something should be preserved so that we can write that in our body. Okay, for example if you are writing related to NCM, you can link something. हिस्ट्री में हम ऐसे करते हैं, पास्ट का चीजों को लिंक करके अभी बनाते हैं, एंड इन कंक्लूजन वी कैन लिंक दैट विद फ्यूचर. फॉर एग्जांपल यू कैन. हाँ हेमंत बताओ.
Sir, you mentioned that examiner will not read our answers even if we write a well-structured answer also. Then only presentation matters in exams.
नो नो, नॉट ऑलवेज. एक्चुअली क्या हुआ मैं बताता हूँ. देखो, नॉट ऑल इवैल्यूएटर लाइक दैट. Some evaluator are very good. They can study, they can read line by line also. But there are three kinds of evaluator you have to understand. Some people who don't have knowledge. Just for example, a person from the history, that person is given to evaluate the geographies. That person have no idea what you have written. So by looking into your answer, how beautiful you have written, how history answer you have written good, so that person will give you same average marks. We cannot do anything. Second kind of person is who is very strict, having good knowledge, and that person is going to read your answer line by line. That means good evaluator. So here you have to cater all these three demand. And third person is just look into your structure, उसको बस थकना है. इसे बोलते हैं, इसको क्या बोलेगा, डिसऑनेस्टी बोल सकते हो. बस उसको देखना है कि हाँ ठीक है, इन्होंने हाईलाइट किया पेंशन, ऐसे सैलरी, पेंशन, डिसइंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन, रेमिटेंसेस, चलिए ठीक है मार्क्स दे दो, लाइक दैट. सो वी हैव टू कैटर आवर आंसर टू मीट द थ्री काइंड ऑफ पीपल. समटाइम दिस जो पर्सन होते हैं जिनके पास नॉलेज नहीं होते हैं, या नॉलेज होते हैं लेकिन वो चेक नहीं करते हैं, बिकॉज द मोर कॉपी यू विल इवैल्यूएट द मोर मनी यू विल गेट. So this kind of people we have to give proper heading, sub heading, underline, so that that person by reading this tick 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 understand that this person have written 10 points for 10 markers, so they should give, let's say, 4.5 to 5 marks. That is the reason I'm making all this evaluation to cater the need of the three people. चाहे आपका कॉपी कोई भी इवैल्यूएट करे, आपका मार्क्स अच्छा आएगा. ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है ना?
Okay, sir.
सर मेनली हम लोग को
Thanks.
जो हाईलाइट करके बोल्ड पॉइंट्स और कीवर्ड्स वगैरह अच्छे से लिखना है.
जस्ट
अंदर से
इमेजिन करो,
चलेगा थोड़ा बहुत.
if you are making someone work is very easy, and that person without putting much effort can understand what you are writing, so definitely that person will think that you know everything, so that person will give you good marks na.
मतलब सर हमको प्रिटेंड करना है.
Yes, you have to pretend. You should know how to pretend. This is what you have to do.
ओके.
इसीलिए तो एथिक्स पढ़ के जाने के बाद अनएथिकल काम करते हैं ना सब. एथिक्स आया कि पहले कोई बोलता है कि एथिक्स इज जस्ट टू क्लियर द एग्जामिनेशन, एथिक्स इज नॉट टू अप्लाई इन द सिविल सर्विस ना. ठीक है, चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. सो चैनल थ्रू व्हिच ड्रेन ऑफ वेल्थ हैपन. सो फर्स्ट इज सैलरी एंड पेंशन ऑफ द हाई ऑफिशियल. सो ऐसे टाइप के आप कर सकते हो. ठीक है, आप अगर कंटिन्यूअसली देख रहे हो नो नीड टू राइट दैट, इवन अंडरलाइन इज आल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट. गुड. So paid in Indian wealth. Okay, so de-industrialization, European goods sold in India, targeting money, European goods sold in India at prime, at low price, high tariff. So yes, instead of that you can say free trade agreement. Because of this free trade agreement, disindustrialization is not the cause, but free trade agreement or free trade, because their product is coming to India at zero tariff, also impacted. So next is remittances. So revenue, yes, remittances they are sending back. So military expenses, yes, so high interest rate on all this money they have invested in all these markets. Okay, ले भाई, कर दिया पूरा एकदम कचरा. इसको कौन लिखेगा? फेमाइन. सो यू हैव
टाइम
टू
नहीं
राइट
मिला.
दैट. So stagnation of the growth, then disindustrialization or deindustrialization, ये सब लिखना पड़ेगा. अगर देखो, अगर मैं बताता हूँ, यहाँ मुझे क्लियरली दिख गया कि तुम्हें टाइम नहीं मिला है. इससे अगर आप स्मार्टली करोगे ना, यू कैन राइट लाइक दैट ना, तो इससे क्लियरली दिखता है कि तुम लिखने का कोशिश कर. समझ पाए नहीं समझ पाए आदित्य? Here you
यस
have
सर, यस सर,
expose
यस
your
सर।
weakness, you don't have
टाइम
time
नहीं
to
हुआ सर,
analyze.
टाइम नहीं हुआ।
हाँ नहीं, मुझे दिख गया ना। हाँ, एंड यू आर एक्टिंग लाइक स्मार्ट ऑल्सो। देखो आपने कंक्लूजन भी लिख दिया, मतलब यू आर गोइंग टू गेट डिसेंट मार्क बिकॉज यू हैव given the skeleton of the answer. So from that I can understand that you know everything, but because of lack of time you are not able to write it. So drain of wealth theory has been criticized widely and it is considered to be the prime reason for India's poverty and underdevelopment, and this can be ideological background, and this provide an ideological background for nationalism, promotion of nationalism, for promotion of nationalism. ठीक है, you have to write this. But हाँ, anyway your structure is good, so definitely you'll get good marks, so इसकी वजह से आप मिल सकता है। देखो हो सकता है कभी कभार आपने अच्छा आंसर लिखे होते बट मार्क्स नहीं मिलते, वो मूड पे डिपेंड करता है, मेरा नहीं सबकी। तो हो सकता है आपने अच्छे लिखे होंगे, सेम आंसर को 0.5 ज्यादा मिल जाता है, लेकिन वो डिपेंड करता है मूड पे। तो रियल एग्जाम में भी वही होता है, तो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट इट इज कॉल्ड सब्जेक्टिव पेपर ना। ठीक है चलिए, सो ड्रेन ऑफ वेल्थ प्राइमरीली गिवन बाय दादा भाई नारोजी आर्गू argue that Indian wealth was systematically transferred to the Britain without any equivalent. हाँ देखो, perfect, small, to the point, crispy, and everything is there. ठीक है, so this is what you should write. Why I'm emphasizing you should write introduction in a short format, because the more time you'll waste in your introduction is actually you will not get any marks. You'll get good marks because of your body, but if you not write any introduction, so that means I'm not going to understand whether you have understood or not. That is the reason you need to write good introduction ना। देखते हैं भाई साहब अच्छा लिखे नहीं लिखे। चैनल ऑफ ड्रेन ऑफ वेल्थ, ठीक है। होम चार्जेस टू ब्रिटेन, व्हाट इज दैट होम चार्जेस, पेमेंट मेड, then Indian office expenses, pension, British official. Okay, very good way of writing this also. This is a very good way of writing also ना। थोड़ा सा ऐसे लिखो, फ्रॉम इंडिया टू ब्रिटेन, ऐसे कुछ लिखो ना। ठीक है, थोड़ा सा इसको अच्छा करो, ये जो लिखे ना थोड़ा सा समझ नहीं आ रहा है। चार्ज लिख रहे हो क्या, अभी देखो तुम आर लिख रहे हो या फिर एन, दिस इज आर, दिस इज एन, दोनों का अलग रहना चाहिए ना। चलिए, सो रेमिटेंसेस बाय ब्रिटिश ऑफिशियल, सो सैलरीज, पेंशंस, ठीक है। दिस वेल्थ वाज नॉट इन्वेस्टेड बैक इन इंडिया, ओके, सो पॉवर्टी, प्रॉफिट ऑफ ब्रिटिश कंपनी, सो प्रॉफिट फ्रॉम द ट्रेड, ठीक है, यस दिस इज ऑल्सो गुड पॉइंट, प्रॉफिट। सो आई थिंक बाकी लोग आप लोगों ने मिस कर दिए थे, उन्होंने ऐड किया। सो इंडिया रिसीव लिटिल, व्हाट इज दैट, share in this gain, okay, okay, military and administrative expenditure, so India revenue finance British imperial words, so Afghan burden, yes this is also. So I think this is more of impact, this is all you can say also, this is also way na, because British expanding their interest, their territory through Indian revenue. So next is impact on the Indian economy, so persistent poverty, this देखो आदित्य, देखो you have written same thing, but here अनुराग written very smartly, अब देखो ना।
यस सर, यस सर।
देखो मुझे ये समझ में आ रहा है दोनों के पास टाइम नहीं है, लेकिन अनुराग के लगता है कि उन्होंने मतलब दिमाग लगाया और चाहता ही कैसे लिखे, लेकिन तुम जैसे लिखे ना, मुझे दिख गया कि तुम्हारे पास टाइम नहीं है।
सर मैं उसको
लो,
बाद में फिलअप कर दूंगा ना सर, इसीलिए मैं जगह छोड़ दिया।
नहीं मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको, आपके पास ऐसा सोच रखना पड़ेगा कैसे करोगे एग्जाम में ना। फ्रिक्वेंट फेमाइन, बाबा देखो ये फेमाइन नहीं है, टेमाइन दिख रहा है, फेमन एफ एफ ऐसे होती है, और आपने ऐसे लिखे ना, टी, दिस इज एफ, राइज ऑफ economic nationalism, growing unemployment. Very good way of presentation, I know, this is good. And please everyone submit your answer, even if you know I'm not evaluating, but everyone should submit your answer, so that you know if you're writing then only you'll improve it. So drain of wealth exposed the exploitative nature of the British colonial rule and became an economic foundation of, yes this is what, very good conclusion. But I think somewhat this is repetition with this point, but it's still okay, because this is the core essence is, ठीक है। सब लोग को समझ में आ गया क्या, मतलब हमारा कोर एसेंस क्या था, क्या लिखना था, सब लोग को समझ में आया, कोई इशू नहीं है ना।